Now at 6, authorities release a new image of the suspect connected to a double homicide at an Arkansas state park. Plus, some communities in the Show Me State will see a drop in marijuana taxes. And Fort Scott showcases some new signs to highlight the city's history.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities release a photograph of the person of interest in a double homicide at an Arkansas state park. This is KOIM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Arkansas State Police released this image along with a composite sketch of the suspect, which we had previously seen. State police say the suspect is believed to be a white man of medium build who at the time was wearing dark pants, a long sleeve shirt with sleeves rolled up, a baseball cap, sunglasses, and fingerless gloves. He was also believed to be driving a black 4-door sedan. The description came from witnesses inside the park. Police in Arkansas are searching for the suspect in connection to the deaths of this couple, Clinton and Christian Brink, a couple who investigators said were attacked while on a wooded walking trail with their 2 young daughters. The attack happened on Saturday. Authorities say the couple died protecting their children. And last report, all trails at Devil's Den State Park in Washington County, Arkansas remained closed as the investigation continues. The victims' bodies were sent to the Arkansas State Crime Lab to determine the official cause and manner of death. Anyone with information should contact the Arkansas State Police at 479-751-6663. A woman is recovering from a gunshot wound after an early morning gunshot in Joplin. Around 5 a.m., emergency crews responded to a home on North Sargent Avenue. The woman was taken to a hospital with a gunshot wound that is not considered life-threatening. In last reports, they said she was in stable condition. The initial investigation indicates a juvenile called 911. Police have the area taped off as they work to figure out just what happened. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
And of course, it turned out to be another hot one outside today. Upper 90s across the region. We're going to do this again on Wednesday. One more intense day of intense heat. Heat indices into the triple digits, but we have 80s returning, even low to mid 80s for highs. This is going to be rolling in on Thursday. We're also going to have chances for thunderstorms Wednesday and then into Thursday. Not really widespread, but at least chances out there. We've had a couple little pop-up guys over the past couple hours, especially out toward Yates Center, Fredonia. Very small. Most of you will end up staying dry as we go through the night. All right, let's go into Wednesday. Quick heat up, random isolated storms late in the day, but upper 90s, then some scattered thunderstorms start to pop up as we go into the evening hours. We're going to be talking more about that here in just a bit.
Catch in a few. The Missouri Supreme Court has ruled that counties cannot impose an additional sales tax on recreational marijuana within incorporated cities. In November, Jasper County leaders spoke to KOAM about who had the right to tax and approve 3% sales tax on recreational marijuana. Lonnie Walton learned the court ruling now could save Missouri taxpayers $3 million each month.
Just maintain a cool, calm, and collected demeanor. So I need that throughout the day for sure.
San Antonio Davis is the regional manager of Green Relief Dispensary in Nevada. He said he's been a cannabis user for years. He says he couldn't imagine a world without him and others using it.
Access is going to be the biggest thing here in Missouri for all of us. So making sure that one, there's a place where you can go get it safely and that it's affordable for you.
That's what a case ruled on by the Missouri Supreme Court is all about. Attorney Eric Walter says previously Missouris were being charged a voter-approved 3% sales tax on marijuana by cities, and that's fine. However, the cities weren't the only ones taxing buyers.
That meant that the tax rate was in the neighborhood of 17 or 18% overall, which is a lot. But then the counties were coming to those same, dispensaries within incorporated areas and saying that you need to collect ours as well.
Walter says that's why he decided to fight for how government can levy taxes on marijuana for incorporated areas.
Yes, the Constitution does contemplate a local government definition that says it's either an incorporated city, town, or village that is local government and who gets to impose that tax, or it's a county, meaning the dispensary is situated in an unincorporated area. And so that's the key part, is where is the dispensary situated?
Walter says he hopes this law will help keep consumers law-abiding citizens.
At least we won't have consumers, I hope, or worry, I guess, leaving the industry and turning to illicit sources.
For Missourians specifically, it's going to be great for us because that's going to keep all of our dollars here in Missouri.
Reporting in Nevada, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, there are still questions about what will happen to the money collected by counties and a timeline for when they must stop collecting. The Jasper County Clerk said that the county has been collecting the tax in incorporated areas but has set aside the money for now. New signs coming to Fort Scott, Kansas are helping to showcase that town's history. The Wayman Chapel African Methodist Episcopal Church Commemorative Park is the site of the installation of a series of informational signs. The historic site was once home to the oldest black church in Fort Scott and was regularly attended by filmmaker Gordon Parks. It was even featured in Parks' film The Learning Tree. Well, now the property is a commemorative park, hoping to honor the legacy of the church's role in the local black community and highlight its rich history. The commemorative project was made possible with support from community organizations like the Bourbon County Historical Association, Fort Scott Community College Foundation, and the Gordon Parks Museum. A Parsons, Kansas All-Star team takes their game to the state level. Ben McLeish has details on the champions representing the Sunflower State that's coming up. But up first, a healthcare provider in Joplin looks to draw attention to an increase in auto pedestrian injuries. Mercy Hospital releases statistics showing an increase in pedestrian and vehicle-related accidents. KOAM's Ty Parks has that story.
The weather and sidewalk improvements have made it easier for people to walk from place to place.
We believe this because people are walking more, which is great, and we've done so many nice things in Joplin to make this town more walkable, but we are seeing a lot more traffic, and you combine that with heat and tempers and things like that, and we know there's a lot of distractibility. We believe that's contributing.
Mercy Hospital says that since 2023, there have been 223% increase in pedestrian automobile accidents. The level of trauma from these accidents can have a wide range.
It can range from a variety of things. You can be tapped by a car and take you off guard, or you can be run completely over. If somebody gets run over, they can have pelvic fractures, they can have aortic tears, they can have all kinds of things are important in this area.
Staying aware of your surroundings is the best way to avoid being hit by a vehicle.
We teach defensive driving. We need to be teaching defensive walking. We need to make sure that everyone understands that that person in the parking lot may not see you. You need to be making eye contact before you step in front of a vehicle, even if you think they're waving you through. So that's one thing. Another thing that I've noticed is you look left and right when you go across the street. When you are at a busy intersection, people don't think about that person that's approaching from behind that's going to turn right on red.
We reached out to Joplin Police Department, and they say they have seen a decrease in the number of pedestrian and vehicle accidents.
We serve a very, very broad area, but typically it is in a downtown area where you've got lots of crosswalks and you've got maybe slower moving traffic, and the impression is that that person's coming slow. And so not just downtown Joplin, we serve all different communities, but it always tends to be on a city road that has a light.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Now, to prevent accidents, drivers should prioritize safety by avoiding distractions, obeying traffic laws, and of course being mindful of pedestrians at all times. A little later, a Joplin bookstore looks to start a new chapter of supporting local teachers ahead of the school year.
And we have one more intense day of intense heat, then a little relief. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, hot, humid once again for us today. We've been in a pretty good stretch now for about 10 to 12 days. We've had this intense heat, upper 90s. It's the humidity that has been making it feel so terrible, with heat indices above 100 each and every day. We are going to get some relief. We got to get through Wednesday first, then we'll start to see some changes, which is going to be nice to see. All right, so a few random little pop-up showers throughout the afternoon, a few in southeastern Kansas, also southwestern Missouri. Most of you dry, most of you will stay dry as we go through the rest of the evening. Let me take you through time. Here's Wednesday morning. We're sitting into the mid to upper 70s. It's soupy outside. We're going to see this again on Wednesday, low to mid 90s by noon, and then right back up here again, 97, 98, 99 degrees. Here's 4 p.m., a couple random hit and miss pop-up afternoon thunderstorms again, but here's where things start to change just a bit. Here's our cold front. So along the front, we're going to have pop-up showers and thunderstorms. It's not going to be widespread, but they are going to be out there pushing through southwestern Missouri. Here's midnight tomorrow night, and then heading into Thursday morning, still scattered showers and thunderstorms. And we could see a random shower on Thursday, but look at this. So here's noon. We're in the 70s. As we get into the afternoon, we're looking at highs at about 83 to about 87, depending on where you live. Upper 80s southern counties, upper 70s in our northern counties. That's a big switch. You're going to like this even more. Look at our overnight lows. We drop into the 60s on Friday morning. We should have lower 60s by the time we get into Saturday, so it gets even better. All right, 94 by noon, high temp 98 on your Wednesday. Great shot. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Tower cam looking at downtown Joplin. Through the evening, 90s, 80s, upper 70s for overnight lows. Of course, humidity is up there still. Dew points into lower 70s. What that means for you is muggy to hot and soupy across the region. Heat indices again on your Wednesday, 105, 106, 107. But look at this on Thursday. We don't really have a heat index. The heat index is going to match our high temperatures for the day. Here's been the problem. High pressure right on top of really the southern parts of the plains. Now high pressure will start to slip toward the west. As it does so, that is going to take that heat dome with it and allows what we call little ridge riders, little waves that ride over that ridge, giving us some chances for rain, but also gives us that relief from the heat, which is great. In fact, let's go into your weekend. So here's Friday, lower 80s. We can handle that. Let's go into Saturday, low to mid 80s. Looks pretty good as well. Creeping up a little bit on Sunday, mid to upper 80s, but thunderstorm chances Sunday night and into Monday morning. All right, so let's go with 98 Wednesday, 86 Thursday, 83 on Friday, mid 80s Saturday and Sunday, and then those 90s return next week. So that means enjoy that 4-day stretch of 80s that we're going to get.
Yeah, I can't imagine how long it's going to be before we get another 4-day stretch
Very
in
true.
the 80s. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Ryan Blank is in St. Joseph, giving us a sneak peek at the 2025 edition of the Kansas City Chiefs. Plus, a local Little League team wins the state championship to cap off an undefeated playoff run. Ben McLeish has those stories and more up next in sports.
As the Kansas City Chiefs 2025 season rapidly approaches, there are still some questions to be answered on the starting offensive line. KOAM sports reporter Ryan Blank is at the Chiefs training camp in St. Joseph as battles for roster spots commence.
For the Chiefs offensive line so far throughout training camp, the spotlight has been on rookie left tackle standout Josh Simmons. However, there's more work to be done on the left side of the line, with the starting position at left guard open for competition. One of those guys competing for that starting spot is former second-round pick Kingsley Suamataia, who's attempting to make the move from tackle to guard.
Going good. Taking that work, coming in at guard, things are a lot faster. So just taking, my mind from out here to in here and working it from in there and getting the work from Trey and the inside guys. So it's been good.
As Suamataia works on the transition from the outside to the inside, he is fortunate to have one of the best guards in the NFL opposite of him in Trey Smith. And so far throughout training camp and practice, he's been using the star right guard for motivation and help.
I'm right behind him. Hey Trey. So I'm over there in his ear every day, every second, just trying to better my craft so I can help this team. You see Trey, best guard, and I got the best center next to me, so I'm trying to be up there with those guys and keep up with them.
Kansas City opens up the preseason on August 9th against the Cardinals. Well, it's not every day you win a state championship. But last week, some of our youngest local athletes did just that. The Parsons Babe Ruth 9-10 All-Stars are Kansas State champions. The team went an undefeated 3-0 in the district playoffs, including a walk-off 11-10 win in the finals. They cruised to the state championship where they took down Columbus 10-6. Parsons' Ryder Collins was named tournament MVP, and teammates Johnny Pagese and Bentley Nutter made the all-tournament team. Riding a 9-game winning streak, the Joplin Outlaws take on the Texarkana Rhinos in a doubleheader at Joe Becker Stadium. These are the last 2 times Joplin will take on the Rhinos this season. Game 1 just started at 6, but Joplin jumps to an early 1-0 lead. Game 2 is scheduled for an 8:05 start. And over in the major leagues, the Royals and Cardinals have home matchups. The Royals take on the Braves, looking to even the series after yesterday's loss. KC has newly extended Seth Lugo on the mound as they look to get back to 500. They currently sit 3 games under. The Cardinals can clinch their series against the Marlins tonight, and Sonny Gray is on the mound in St. Louis, in which could be his final start for the Redbirds if they decide to trade him at the deadline. Both games begin in under 30 minutes. Well, some pretty interesting stuff at Chiefs training camp.
Yeah, a lot of people up there, a lot of fans go up to watch that training camp because they're just so hungry for some football, and I kind of envy Ryan for being there myself. It is hot, though. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. Drink spiking incidents rise in southwest Missouri. What you need to know to stay safe and how bars are stepping up. Plus, extreme heat and humidity can be dangerous for people with diabetes in particular. We're going to share vital tips to protect your health this summer. And volunteers raise $8,000 to enhance family spaces at the Ozark Center's Turnaround Ranch. Those stories, a lot more, of course. It's all coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A Joplin bookstore is hoping to encourage the next generation of readers by supporting teachers. Always Buying Books holds a back-to-school sale on 3 weekends in August, offering a 50% sale on children and teen books. This year, the store is holding an Adopt a Teacher program with hopes of raising at least $2,000 to help reduce prices even more for teachers. The store owner says every year he sees teachers using their own money to buy classroom books. You know that. They've done that for generations. He says he wants to help support their efforts to get books to children. You can learn more about the Adopt a Teacher program and how to help on our website. Again, KOAMnewsnow.com. Nice idea. There is some relief inside, Doug.
Yes, not tomorrow. No. Tomorrow's going to be into the upper 90s again, but some scattered thunderstorms. So look at this stretch of 80s. Enjoy it. Doesn't last long.
Final sports notes.
Well, I talked about Parsons Little League earlier, but on Friday, Pittsburgh All-Stars and the Webb City All-Stars take on each other in Whitestown, Indiana, so that'll be exciting.
It's too bad one of those teams will have to lose. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.